So right here, I have one of the most customizable, custom fittable, direct-to-consumer golf companies you can find. This is Sub70 Golf. They've just released their Pro V2 fairway wood. It has two faces. They sent me a 4-wood, 16.5 degrees. I've never hit a 4-wood. I've never hit a Sub70 Golf Club, but we're gonna do both of those in this video. I mean, we're literally taking it out of the wrapper right here. First look, first impression looks awesome. Ooh, that carbon. That looks really stinking good. Really, really good. Let's hit it. Oh yeah. Can you tell where I hit it? So the Pro V2 fairway woods from Sub70 coming in at $209 for the stock option with a hazardous shaft. Very affordable, claiming to be very hot, very high playable fairway wood. That was even better. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. One of the things that is very unique and special, and I think what stands Sub70 apart, is how customizable. When most direct-to-consumer brands, you're getting 2 shaft options, whereas you go on the Sub70 website, you've got a dozen shaft options to really help dial in this to your exact specification. We landed on an Aldila NV shaft because I've never gamed this shaft, and talking with them, the characteristics of this seem most similar to the characteristics of what I currently use in my 3-wood, so let's try something new and see how it performs. Pairing that with a 4-wood, a loft, a head I've never used before, we were embarking on a pretty fun experiment just to see what this golf club can do. Gosh, that thing reacts with the turf really well. These are all the feels that I like. Solid, punchy. Straight out of the wrapper on the range, it felt awesome. It looked awesome. The bit of loft didn't look too glaring to my eye. The way I could hit it, it was very playable. It was very versatile. Definitely felt really hot, really forgiving, especially on a couple times where you dig it in the turf just a little bit, you don't quite hit it. The ball speed, the hotness, really felt high even on a thin or slightly heavy shot, and that goes kind of back to the specifications, the tech that is in this. So there's 2 faces right here that are both trampolining, both giving you that pop, that punch, which is their claim to kind of elevate ball speed on great shots and on your not so great shots. Some of the other tech in it is you have dual adjustable weights. It comes with a 2-gram weight and a 9-gram weight, but they send you 4 other weights, 2, 4, 6, and 8 grams, so that you can play around with it to get your desired ball flight, your desired launch. I knew right away that I was gonna have to play around with this a few shots into it because it was launching just a little bit high, but that was exciting to when I got in here, I could really dial in those weights and just see how much I can get out of this golf club. Well, my initial reaction is it feels freaking good. It feels like a player's fairway wood. Bit higher than what I'm used to seeing because it is a 4-wood. But based on what I hit my 3-wood and what I hit my 2-iron or hybrid, this should probably fit for me right around the 250, 255 in the air. Definitely a cool club for those second shots into par 5s or long par 4s. So we're gonna go to a par 5 here, drop the ball at about 255, and before knowing any numbers, let's just see what happens. So this is the 17th hole, par 5 here at Southampton. I got 258 to that yellow flag you can kind of see there. A little bit of breeze helping off the right. So this is probably the perfect yardage to see if this will do what I expect it to do. Obviously some trees, so a little bit of height will definitely help us here. Okay, a little thin floater, but that's a good miss. Same thing. Had to really stay down on that hanging lie. That was hit really well. Let's go see where they ended up. So those first 2 that I kind of just hung out to the right there, just shy of green high. And that final one where I made sure I stayed down with it, it landed right there. You see the pitch mark. And there it is. Pretty dang good. On the range, it passes the tests. On the course, it was really good, but then bringing it in here, I was anticipating this thing flying right around 250, 255, like I said out there on the 17th hole. Hitting it the way it comes with the 2 and the 9, it was just launching a little bit too high for me. The spin wasn't overly spinny, but the launch was too high, so the height's too high, and that's just something that's not entirely playable for me if I were going to put this in the bag. Ball speed was still really good, but I knew let's play around with these weights a little bit. So I put the 9-gram weight in the front and the 4-gram weight in the back, and that dialed me into like the desired launch, the desired spin, the desired everything. And man, it felt really good. And when we look at these numbers, averaging right around 250 carry, launching 14.5 degrees, that's spot on. And you're gonna see why, because I'm gonna show you my 3-wood numbers in just a second. But the spin right around 3,600 RPM, height 120, like everything's good. But the ball speed, look at that ball speed. I mean, this is 16.5 degrees of loft. And some of these were closing into 160 ball speed at just over 156. That's hot. That's a really strong 4-wood. Because when you compare it to my 3-wood, that's 14.25 degrees of loft. That ball speed is right at 160. So not a huge drop off. The height a little bit lower, the carry a little bit farther, the spin a little bit down. I was able to perfectly dial this in with these weights to get me my desired launch, my desired height, my desired spin, and ball speed. Like everything about this experience was so friggin' cool. I went into this not thinking that I could use a 4-wood, but given different golf courses or different circumstances, especially as drivers become more and more forgiving, I'm not finding myself kind of dialing back to 3-wood off the tee. I could probably put a 4-wood in the bag because it's gonna serve me at that 250 to 255 range on a par 5 or a really long par 4, but I'm gonna get some height, I'm gonna get something that can stop relatively quickly for that distance. I wouldn't say it's something at this loft for me that's like a tee shot club. Because that launch angle is just a bit high, that peak height, that spin, I don't wanna feel like I have to kind of like knock it down off the tee to find a fairway. That's kind of what a 2-iron is for. But if this were to go into my bag, it could fit. I would lose that 260, 265, 270, that strong 3-wood off the tee. But if I don't do that much anymore, I don't need that club in the bag. But this wood it's impressive. Like, it's gorgeous. It feels really, really good. The shaft, yeah, good shaft. I think I used all those shafts maybe 15 years ago, maybe more. Everything about this and the experience felt really, really good, and it excites me to maybe test some more Sub70 stuff because their irons look gorgeous. They have so many good-looking golf clubs on their website. There's players on tour, there's players on the Champions Tour that trust their equipment. Their stuff's really good, the experience is really good, and it's really hard to beat the price when it comes to just how much you can get in this golf club and also to make this golf club specifically perfect for you. I think Sub70 is in like a category of its own when it comes to the direct-to-consumer. The direct-to-consumer thing is taking off, but it's very limited. Whereas here you have maybe just a little bit higher price tag, but it's still not even close to the OEM price tag, but it's giving you so much customization. I mean, they have facilities popping up, Sub70 facilities, where you can dial these in and get fit for your order. Yeah, I'm impressed. For my first experience with Sub70, everything about it, from customer service, website, the club, everything about it really is top marks. This is a brand that I think you should really look into and be on the lookout for, because I think you can get a lot of value at a really good price. Yeah, I hope I can test some more of their stuff because it's really stinking good.